Jai Hind बच्चों. In the last classes we had covered the treatment of goodwill in different cases. Today in this class we will cover how to treat hidden goodwill and basics of revaluation account. What is the meaning of revaluation? What is the nature of revaluation account? What is the pro forma of revaluation? Why we prepare the revaluation account? All this question answers today we will discuss in this class. But before that, what is hidden goodwill? Is it hide and seek? Because the name is what? Hidden. देखो, whenever a partner is coming in the business, a clear information is there that the partner is bringing the goodwill in cash. A partner is not bringing the goodwill in cash. On the time of admission of partner, goodwill valuated. Sometime in the question, on the time of new admitted partner, goodwill is not given. Not the new partner goodwill and not the firm's new valuated goodwill. Both information is missing. So this type of question where the new partner goodwill or the firm's goodwill valuated on the time of admission of partner, both are missing. That question is actually the question of hidden goodwill. Okay, so first what we have to do, we have to find out the goodwill, and after that we pass the entry. As it is hidden goodwill, so it's assumed the partner does not bring the goodwill in cash, so we will do the treatment of that case when partner does not bring the goodwill amount in cash. Getting my point? So how we find out the goodwill? For that, certain steps are there. We will follow the steps, and after that we will calculate that how we pass the entry. So let's start with the first step. Simply we have to follow the 5 steps for solving the hidden goodwill. Number 1, find out closing capital of all the old partner. Beta, closing capital is what? Suppose their capital at the starting was 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, whatever is there. After that, they get any appropriations, whether it is interest on capital, salary is given, okay, commission is given, revaluation, profit and loss, anything is given. So after adjusting all, what balance sheet is coming in partner's capital? You can say after adjusting all, what capital remain at the last date on the time of admission, on which date the admission secured. That content the word closing capital. Okay, like suppose on 31st March we find out that we have to admit a partner. So on 31st March, whatever the capital, total capital, it means capital plus appropriation, all adjustment. After all adjustment, whatever the capital they have, that is known as closing capital. So closing capital simply you identify by 2 things. Either date is given. Generally in the question, date is given for closing capital is 31st March, 31st December. But it is necessary? No, it is not necessary. It can be on a different date also. Generally it is given. You can make the partner's capital and whatever the balance CD you find out, carry it down. That is actually closing capital. So first we have to find out the closing capital of partner. Second, combined capital of all the partner. अब combined capital of all the partner means, combined capital of all the partner mean old partner closing capital plus new partner capital. Number 3, when you find out the combined capital of all the partner by adding all the capital, closing capital of old partner plus new capital of new partner, you have to find out the total capital of the firm, total capital of the firm on the basis of new partners capital. How we can find out? Simply we have to follow this particular step. And what step is? We have the step of new partners capital into reciprocal of new partner share. Reciprocal of new partner share means 1 by new partner share. Okay beta, so by this let me clear this particular surface. Okay, let me clear first. Okay, so these are the 3 steps, and after that we will find out the 4th and 5th step. Okay bachcha, okay, come to the topic. Transaction number 4, we have to find out the firm's goodwill. Ab how the firm's goodwill will come? Simple, total capital of the firm means step number 3 minus combined capital of all partner mean step number 2. Okay, so total capital of the firm minus combined capital, we will get firm's goodwill, and when we have firm's goodwill in our hand, we can easily find out the new partners goodwill. So new partners goodwill is equal to new partner firm's goodwill into new partner share. Okay, so this simple 5 steps you have to follow for calculating the new partner's goodwill. Okay, I'm revising each and everything. Please see this. So for what is hidden goodwill? How we can identify the hidden goodwill? Simple. In the question where on the time of admission of partner, firm's goodwill or new partner's goodwill both are missing, that question is actually the question of hidden goodwill. In hidden goodwill, we have to follow the 5 steps. Number 1, we have to first find out the closing capital of old partner. Like suppose A, B are partners and they admitted C. So what is the capital of closing capital of A and B? That we have to find out. Second, we have to find out the combined capital. Combined capital means capital of everyone. Capital of old partners plus capital of new partner. Step number 3, we have to find out the total capital of the firm on the basis of new partner. And how we can find out? Suppose new partner is coming for 1/5 share. Reciprocal of that will be 5/1. So 5/1 into new partner's capital, we will find out the total capital of the firm. And now we will find out in the next step the firm's goodwill. And how we can find out the firm's goodwill? It is very simple. Total of capital of the firm on the basis of new partner minus combined capital, whatever we had get it already in the step number 2, we deduct that and we will find out the firm's goodwill. And when we have the firm's goodwill, it is very easy to calculate new partner's goodwill, because new partner's goodwill will be very simple, firm's goodwill into new partner share. This is all about how we find out the new partner's goodwill in the case of hidden goodwill. So let's proceed for the question. So beta, the question is very simple. I'm just telling you. Yeah. Vinay and Naman, 2 person is there. Vinay and Naman in the ratio 4:1, and their capital is 90,000 and 70,000, and they admitted Pratik for 1/3 share. Pratik brought ₹1 lakh as his capital. Now we have to calculate the firm's goodwill, and you are required to pass the entries also. Okay, so how we will do that? We will simply follow the steps which already we discussed. In this question, beta, you can find out no other extra information related with the Vinay and Naman is given. So we assume that whatever the capital is given, that will be the closing capital. So we not need to calculate the closing capital. Simply we will start from this step, step number 2, because step number 1 is already closing capital is given in the question. So we not need to calculate the closing capital again. So step number 2, we will find out the combined capital. We will find out the combined capital of all partner. Okay, combined capital of all partners. So combined capital of all partner will be Vinay plus Naman plus Pratik. Vinay plus Naman plus Pratik, and how much it is there, beta? It will be 90,000 plus 70,000 plus Pratik capital, that is what, 1 lakh rupees. So how much it is? 90 plus 70, 160, 260. I think 260. Now step number 2. Step number 3. Total capital of firm on the basis of new partner. It is advisable to you that you learn the steps. If you do the practice of 3/4 questions, automatically it will be learned to you. So total capital of firm on the basis of new partner. So what is the Prateek capital? 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh. And what is the Prateek share? 1/3. It will be 3/1. Reciprocal. 3/1. So total capital is 3 lakh rupees. Okay. Now step number 3. And step number 3 is very simple. We will find out the firm's goodwill. And beta firm's goodwill is step number 3 minus step number 2, and that is what we will deduct, that 3 lakh minus 2,60,000, and it will become how much? 40,000. Now your question is over, because in question it is asked only calculate the firm's goodwill, but we will learn little bit more that how to find out the Prateek share of goodwill. So we will go for step number 4. Step number 4 in this question is not necessary, because here answer is there, firm's goodwill is 40,000, but we find out the extra one. I am just teaching you, that's why, how to find out the Prateek share of goodwill, because in the another question it will ask that how to calculate the Prateek share of goodwill. So fourth one is what? Prateek goodwill. So total firm goodwill is how much? Beta 40,000, and Prateek share is how much? 1/3. So just find out, and this answer will be the Prateek share of goodwill. Okay. So how much it is coming? Find out. So it will become how much? 13,333. So we will take 13,333. So this is what Prateek share of goodwill. If you want to pass the entry for the goodwill, hidden goodwill, so what you can do, simply, because Prateek is not bringing this goodwill in cash, so what you will do, beta? You will simply open the Prateek's current account, and you will open Prateek's current account debit 13,333 to sacrificing partner. You can see in this particular question it is the ratio of case number 1, because 2 information is only present. So when 2 information is only present, it will be case number 1. In the case number 1, always old ratio is the sacrificing ratio. So you will find out the 2 partners. 2 partners are Vinay and Naman. So 2 Vinay capital account and 2 Naman capital account, and this 13,333 will be divided in the ratio 4:1, and we will transfer this. This is your work. You find out and you divide 13,333 in the ratio 4:1 in their old, means sacrificing ratio, and whatever the answer is coming, that will be recorded here. Okay, so this is how we will solve the question of hidden goodwill. We find out the combined capital, we find out total capital, we find out difference, that is firm's goodwill, and we find out the share of Prateek in that goodwill, and that is what? 13,333. And after that we will open the Prateek's current account, because goodwill is not coming in cash. So when goodwill is not coming in cash, new partner's current account, or you can open the Prateek's capital account also. Okay, it is optional. Then it will be given to sacrificing partner, sacrificing ratio 2 Vinay capital, 2 Naman capital in the ratio 4:1. So I hope that it is clear to you how to solve the hidden goodwill question. You just see this particular video one more time, and that will be clear to you. Simple thing, what you have to do? You have to follow the steps. First, you identify the question is from hidden goodwill, when the goodwill of the firm or goodwill of the new partner is not given in the question on the time of admission. And after that, we find out that 5 steps what I shared with you. And the entry is very simple. So the new partner's capital, a new partner's current account will be debited because new partner is not bringing the amount of goodwill in cash, and that will be distributed between sacrificing partners, sacrificing ratio. So the next topic today we will discuss, that is what? That is the basics of revaluation account. Okay. Okay, beta. So revaluation account is very simple. The word is there, re plus valuation. Already some basic concept had been taught to you in the chapter number 2, the meaning of revaluation account. Again we are revising this. So revaluation account is actually open on the time of admission of partner or when the firm is reconstituted other than dissolution. And why we are doing? To evaluate the revaluation of assets and liabilities. So to reevaluate the assets and liability, we open the revaluation account. Actually, what is the nature of revaluation account? Very simple. It is what? It is nominal account. Why so? Because revaluation outcome is either profit or loss, and the account which gives the outcome of profit and loss, that is considered as a nominal account. Now, how we frame the entries? What is the pro forma of revaluation account? For that, you see this. देखो जी, revaluation account will be simply categorized as like this. Revaluation account, two sides are there, debit and credit. Always remember, in debit side, what we will write down? Assets minus liability plus. It means if your assets are decreased, that will be recorded in debit side, and if your liability increase, that will be recorded in the debit side. Similarly, opposite, assets will increase in the credit side and liability will decrease in the debit side. One thing is always remember about revaluation account. In the revaluation account, we not record the new value, we not record the old value. Instead of new and old, we record the difference by which the assets or liabilities are revaluated. Okay, beta? So how we can find out? We will simply open the revaluation account by doing this one, by assets. You knowing in ledger debit side is recorded with 2 and credit side is recorded with by. So by assets account increased. Okay, by liability account decreased. And other than this, if you have any unrecorded assets, what is the meaning of unrecorded assets? The assets what you have but you forget to record that in the future, in the past. So now you will record that, and that will be known as by unrecorded assets. So that will be transferred here. Similarly, to assets, but when assets are decreased, to liability, but when liabilities are increased. And suppose you have any unrecorded liability, what you had not recorded in past but now it's appeared to record, then it will be to unrecorded liability. That will also recorded. We will find out the difference of that, and whatever the balance will come, balance can come like this side also, balance can come like this side also. If balance is coming in this side, debit side, then it will be considered as profit and it will be distributed to profit of revaluation transferred to partners capital account, and revaluation profit will be generally divided between old partners old ratio. Old partners old ratio. Sometimes it's happened that partners agree that the revaluation profit will be given to any specific partner completely. So that is a different scenario, but generally what revaluation profit is divided between old partner old ratio. Similarly, if the balance is coming in this side, credit side, then it will be considered as loss, and you will write down by loss transfer to partners capital account, and that will also divide between old partner old ratio. And where this balance will transfer, beta, either it is profit either loss, it will be transferred in partners capital account. Getting my point? So it is very simple. Revaluation having two sides, one is debit and one is credit. Debit side, you just learn it, that assets minus liability plus, and revaluation will be assets plus liability minus. Okay, so if any assets increase, it will be recorded in credit side. If any liability decrease, it will also record in the credit side. If any assets decrease, then it will be recorded in debit side. And if any liability increase, अब how? In example, देखो simple. Suppose your furniture value in the balance sheet was 3 lakh rupees, but now information is that on the time of admission of partner, your furniture value is 3,20,000. So your furniture value was 3 lakh, but now the furniture value is how much? 3,20,000. So how much value increase? 20,000. So your assets increase. So you will write down by furniture account 20,000. Getting my point? Suppose you have furniture value of 3 lakh. Now furniture value is 1,80,000. And now your furniture decreased by 1,20,000. So you will write down here to furniture account 1,20,000. So by this way we will learn how to solve the revaluation content. Okay. So you just see the format, and if you have any problem, please ask. In the comment box you can ask if you have any problem with the revaluation. What is the nature of revaluation? Nominal account. Okay. So this assets minus liability plus is specified. How it is debit side? Very simple is there. Dekho ji, whenever you have loss because of revaluation, it will be recorded in debit side. How we can say? When our assets value decrease, we have loss. When our liability value increase, we have loss effect because we have to pay more. That's why it is recorded in debit side. And when we have a profit effect in revaluation, that will be recorded in the credit side. How we can say? Simple. When our assets increase, we have a profit effect, and when our liability decrease, we have to pay less. Then also it is a profit effect and recorded in the credit side. Getting my point? So on the basis of that, how we can frame the journal entries, that we will learn it. So let's see how the entries will be, journal entries will be framed for the revaluation account. So beta, the first entry for revaluation account will be the entry for when assets decrease. When assets decrease. अब देखो बेटा, when assets decrease we have loss, and when we have loss, revaluation will be debit. Why? All the losses are debited. Nominal account rule. So it will be revaluation account debit. 2. Our assets decrease, and when assets decrease, assets nature is always debit, and when we decrease the assets, our assets will be debit to credit. So we will write down the word to assets account. This one is first one, when assets decrease. Second, when assets increase. So beta, when assets increase, assets is always debit. Assets is what? Always debit. So when, देखो, simple, always you learn this. Assets is always debit and liability nature is what? Credit. So assets is debit. When assets increase, it will be again debit. Okay? Because the rule is what? For increasing anything, we pass in the same side, and for decreasing anything, we pass in opposite side. Okay? In the first entry, we decrease the assets. Assets nature is what? Beta? Debit. But as per the rule, for decreasing the assets, we pass the opposite side. That's why assets is recorded in the credit side. But in second entry, you see that assets increase. So when assets increase, we have to pass in the same side. That's why the entry will be assets account debit. And when assets increase, we have a profit. And when profit, revaluation will be credited because all the profit and gains are credited. So it will be recorded to revaluation account. Okay. Now third one. Third one is what? When liability increase. Ab beta, when liability increase, we have a loss. Because when liability increase, we have to pay more. When we have to pay more, we have a loss. And when we have a loss, a revaluation account will be debit. Why so? Because all the losses are debited. Two, liability increase, liability have the nature of credit. And when credit will, for increasing credit, we have to pass in the same side. That's why to liability account. Now the next entry in revaluation is fourth one, when liability decrease. Again beta, when liability decrease, we have a profit and liability is credit. For decreasing that, we have to pass opposite and liability will be debit. Liability account debit. Two, liability increase, then we have a loss. But when liability decrease, we have to pay less. When we have to pay less, we have profit. And when we have profit, profit nature is all the loss and expenses debit and all the profit and gain credit. So to revaluation account. Fifth one, when we have any unrecorded assets. When we have unrecorded assets, it is very simple beta. Assets are coming in the business because it is not yet recorded and the assets are debit. That's why we will write down assets account debit, and that is our profit. When it is our profit, it will be recorded revaluation account credit side. Similarly, sixth one, you just see unrecorded liability. When we have unrecorded liability, it is a type of loss for us, so it will be revaluation account debit. Two. Now liability increase, so to liability account. Now bachcho, the toughest one is finding out revaluation profit and loss, and we have how we distribute in the partners capital. So for that, a simple thing is there. Without opening the revaluation, with the help of journal only, we can find out the revaluation profit and loss. All revaluation debit, you find out total. Means where in the entry where revaluation debit is there, you find out the revaluation debit total. And where you find out revaluation credit, that total also you find out. For example, like here revaluation debit is there, but here revaluation credit. So similarly, we have to find out all revaluation credit together, and we have to find out all revaluation debit together. And after that, if revaluation debit is more, then we have loss. And if revaluation credit is more as compared to debit, then we have profit. Okay, so I'm telling you, when the last entry, when revaluation have profit. So beta, when revaluation had profit, it means revaluation credit side is more, and we have to close the revaluation account and give it to partners capital. So beta, when revaluation profit, it means revaluation credit. And for closing anything, we have to pass in the opposite side. That's why revaluation account debit. And when we give it the revaluation profit to the partners, partners capital increase. Partners capital is liability, and when liability increase, it will be credit. The two old partners in old ratio. Okay? If somebody asked you that why the old partners is credited, simple. When revaluation profit will be given to old partners, their capital will increase, and when liability increase, it will be credit. Why revaluation account is debit? Because revaluation profit, we are closing that. As per the nominal account, all the profits are credited. But when we close that, we have to pass opposite entry. That's why revaluation will be debit. And the next one, sixth one. When revaluation loss is there, then revaluation debit is more, and for closing that, we have to pass it the revaluation in the credit side. And when we give it the loss to the partners, partners capital will decrease, and when capital will decrease, automatically it will be very simple, capital will decrease, then liability decrease, and when liability decrease, liability will be credit, opposite debit. So it will be recorded old partners in old ratio account debit. Old partners in old ratio. Old ratio means whatever the old partner is there, you will divide that loss in the old ratio to revaluation account. So beta, very simple is there, revaluation loss is there, losses are debit, so to close the losses we make it credit. Number one. Number two, that when we transfer the losses to the partners capital will decrease, and when partners capital will decrease, partners capital is liability. Partners capital is liability. Liability is credit, and to decrease the credit, we make it credit debit. That's why old partners in old ratio is debited. So this is all about the revaluation format. When it is said that open the revaluation account, you can use this one. You can use this one, and by implementing this one rule, assets minus liability plus in debit side, assets plus liability minus in credit side, you can go for the revaluation account. But when it is said that pass the journal entry for the same, so by implementing this formula, this rule, you can pass the journal entry. Always remember, when any loss because of revaluation, then revaluation will be debit, and when any profit because of revaluation, then revaluation will be credit. We will find out the difference. Whatsoever the profit and losses are there, that profit and losses will be distributed between the partners in old partners, old ratio generally. Okay, so this much is all for today. In the next class, we will solve some questions of a revaluation account. Till then, take care and bye.